What's up guys, today I'm going to be taking you on a tour through our airsoft field and show you guys all the forts that we have. If anytime during this tour, if you guys see a fort that you like and want to learn more about, feel free to send me a private message about which one you're talking about and I can send you a full video to the full walkthrough of that fort, because today I'm just going to be stopping briefly at each one, not going into too much detail. So without any further ado, I'll start taking you guys on the tour. So right above where I just had the camera is our biggest tree fort. This is what we call the Barracks. Again, I can send you video links for each of these if you'd like. Just send me a private message if you're interested. But getting into the tour itself, this is one of the first forts we put up. It's definitely one of our biggest. We use it more for hanging out in pre and post game of Airsoft Wars, usually for reloading between. But yeah, that's that one. And if we move over here, we'll see a little kind of ramshackle bunker. It's just a triangle wall. To the right of that we have our airsoft tower. This is one of my favorite forts to defend. Moving on over to the right of that we have the airsoft bunker that just got recently renovated. We put a couple more sticks on the barrier and dug it a little bit deeper. Next fort is that one over there, and we'll go a little bit closer so you guys can go check it out. So again, this is another triangle fort. Coolest thing about this one is it has a movable entrance. This wall kind of closes up so you can have it as a barrier or as an entrance. And this is pretty much the center of our woods, so it gets quite a bit of action, being the focus point of all the battles. For the next fort, we're going to head up to the top right corner. You can see the bunker over there just so I can give you a little bit of positioning. But we'll head up there. There's a sniper tower and I'll show you that. So you can see the fort we were just at down there, and this is the bunker slash sniper tower fort at the top of our property. This makes for a pretty good fort just because it's easily defendable, being at the corner of our property. No one can really sneak up behind you. Next fort is going to be down there over to the left of that tree, so I'll take you guys down there and we'll get a look at that one. So this is the fort that I had a fort building competition with Caliphus quite a while back. The entrance is on the other side, and it's basically two walls on either side that are propped up against this fallen tree. On that middle barrier there's a window where you can open it up and look out, and you get some pretty good cover from it. Give you a look on the inside, there's quite a lot of room, especially underneath here and over at the end. Coming over to the base of this fallen tree though, we see the tree that it actually fell off of, up at the top there. But there's a little fort in here that's just a ring of sticks piled up on top of each other. Give you guys a better look at it under here. You can see it's pretty nice. It's dark and covered. Pretty good camouflage. It's not the best spot to see out of, but it's definitely a really good spot to stay hidden. Coming out of that fort, we'll see another fort kind of in the middle of our property. This one's just your basic box fort made out of pallets and a couple of sheets of plywood. This fort mainly takes action from that side of the forest towards where we started. Most of the time this fort's occupied by the people who start over here because it's a relatively short walk to be able to get into this fort. Right behind it is this little bunker. We've got some logs piled up there and looks like a hubcap too. I don't know when that got there. Next I'll be showing you that side of the forest. There's a little sniper tower and another box fort similar to this one, so we'll go ahead and head over there. This is the sniper tower on this side of the woods. It's the most recent addition to our airsoft forts. Basically just a ladder leading up to get you a viewpoint over the whole forest, because this is kind of the back corner of the property. Gives you a pretty good vantage point over everything else. It's pretty clear and open, especially from a couple of feet off the ground. Out in front of this one you can kind of see some horizontal logs. We're going to head over to that fort. It's another box fort. We usually avoid this fort because it's so wet in the middle, but when it dries out it's a pretty good fort. It's usually better in the fall though, because then all this green brush dries up and then you can get a clear vantage point all the way over that way. And speaking of which, we're going to be heading over that way anyway to show you guys the last fort. So here's the middle box fort that we talked about, and we're just going to be going straight in front of that to that tree grove right there. So here we are. I've gone ahead and saved the best for last. This is our biggest ground fort so far, with 2 sniper towers and quite a lot of barriers on the inside. So this entrance is off to the right of where we just were, and you can see the first sniper tower, which is a pretty nice one to hide in. Then along here we just have this really long barrier of plywood and just miscellaneous things we found, like a barrel and a bunch of other sticks. Then we have the inner barrier, which is mostly pallets, and then we get to the heart of the fort. Coming on over here we see that, well, there's this entrance here and an entrance in the middle right there. When it's not so overgrown you can also come in through the back, which is actually kind of the downfall of this fort. It can be attacked from behind pretty easily, but as long as you don't let people get that chance by taking them out before they get over there, it's a pretty good fort overall. And then right here we've got chairs and like a storage area, as well as the sniper tower on top of that. But that's pretty much it. I guess there's one more entrance right over there to get in from the right hand side. But that is pretty much all of my forts, so if you guys have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below. I'd be happy to respond. And again, if you want to learn more about any of these forts, I can send you video links to them if you send me a private message asking about them. So I hope this has been helpful, seeing some of the forts. Maybe you get your own ideas on how to build some of them. Other than that, I just hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll have some more up soon, and I'll see you in the next one.